ESP focuses on sectors that have a strong multiplier effect needed to unlock the flow of resources required to sustain a vibrant and robust economy. The ESP is undoubtedly the most innovative and indeed revolutionary intervention in the devolution of public resources after the Constituency Development Fund. The ESP was premised on the need to strategically overcome the challenges facing Kenya at the time. These challenges included the effects of the global economic downturn, with the attendant global decline in demand for our exports, shrinking production and productivity in key economic growth sectors, as well as a massive decline of remittances from Kenyans abroad. These were indeed the precursors to the plummeting of economic growth to 1.7% in 2009, down from an impressive 7.1%, which we had at the end of 2007. Indeed, these were challenging times, and thankfully we can say that they are now well behind us. Our economy is now projected to grow upward of 5% by the end of this year, and this, again, is the result of various innovative economic interventions, amongst them the ESP. Ladies and gentlemen, the robust ESP implementation framework has provided valuable lessons and best practices for fiscal decentralization. The litany of proposed components and projects were all informed by the need to ensure rapid, targeted, long-term, sustainable social-economic development. A fundamental principle guiding ESP included the need to effectively engage the youth, who comprise over 75% of our population, in economic activities, while concurrently addressing intergenerational inequality. Further, the need to continue to address regional imbalances was identified as a key government priority. Investment in so-called marginal areas, particularly the arid and semi-arid lands, was envisioned to guarantee economic viability and vibrancy, further expanding their development options and inclusion into the mainstream economy. A sound food production policy and a strategy aimed at shifting this country from reliance on rain-fed agriculture to irrigation. This is slowly bearing fruit by guaranteeing long-term food security for our country. In addition, the building blocks of sound economic development are also anchored on investment in human capital. This includes investment in education and health, and indeed in creating a conducive environment that nurtures innovative and entrepreneurial work ethos. As you are aware, the activities covered under ESP range from the development of social infrastructure, such as schools and health centers, construction of fresh produce markets and jua kali sheds, irrigation-based agriculture, construction of fish ponds and tree planting, and all of these contribute to the improvement of economic and social welfare, and indeed in the achievement and attainment of our Millennium Development Goals. The ESP has an elaborate implementation framework ranging from the Constituency Development Fund committees, established ESP project management committees at the constituency level, which monitor the implementation of specific projects. The Constituency Project Tender Committee were also constituted by the Constituency Development Fund's account manager and are responsible for continual adjudication and award of all ESP project contracts at the constituency level. Respective implementing ministries are responsible for the implementation of their project components. They ensure that requisite project technical details are followed and the projects are successfully completed based on pre-agreed targets and identifiable deliverables and stipulated timelines. The Ministry of Public Works, on the other hand, is responsible for providing technical support and supervision during the construction of ESP projects and to ensure that set building standards are adhered to. As Ministry of Public Works engineers, in collaboration with various consultants, you are charged with the responsibility of providing strategic guidance on technical issues pertaining to design, site identification, and quality assurance for all ESP construction. Your diligent supervision of all ESP components across the 210 constituencies in our country is the key to the effective and efficient management of constructions. Ladies and gentlemen, overall, the results achieved thus far have been impressive, and for this, indeed, we ought to extend our gratitude to the commitment and diligence shown by the implementing agencies in ensuring that their respective components are implemented. These successes are as a result of dedication, consistency, and support of implementing ministries and coordinating teams at national as well as the devolved levels. And despite many challenges that they have seen, the ESP is indeed through to the second phase. The Treasury disperses funds through the respective line ministries for implementation, and in addition, my office also ensures coordination and monitors implementation of various ESP components in order to ensure alignment with the defined ESP framework. Therefore, buoyed by the desire to increase efficiency, openness, and objectivity in monitoring and evaluating the impact of implemented projects, we did officially launch on the 19th of January 2011 this year an information management initiative that is based on an online web-based application and a geographical information system portal anchored on the Google Mapping platform. The ESP website and monitoring tool is informative and interactive. Although navigating the GIS portal may at first appear intimidating, it does provide an enlightening experience. The ESP website comes complete with an email address, search engines, website analytics, and is aptly linked to social networks such as Facebook, blogs, YouTube, and Twitter. And already, a lot of information and feedback is streaming in from all parts of the country and indeed globally. This initiative provides a transparent and accountable way in tracking ESP project results. Further, it accords us a two-pronged environment for communication and interfacing between program implementers and the public. I do believe that if properly used, this system will help us to resolve issues efficiently and objectively and allow us to proactively mitigate against risks before they arise. Suffice it to say that the ESP website is one of the first government portals to use the county framework as its units of reference make this program a pioneer in actualizing envisioned aspiration for the ease of access of information in line with our new governance standards. However elaborate this monitoring tool is, it cannot work without your support. A constant stream of information from the field is required to keep the information communicated to the public current. And I urge you to visit the site and to ensure that the information reported on the projects you are supervising is indeed accurate and current. I also urge the CDF offices to ensure that the information flow from the constituencies by the fund account managers, including the pictures showing progress in the implementation, is consistent and updated on a weekly basis. Ladies and gentlemen, as with projects of this magnitude, I am indeed aware of some of the challenges that have been encountered. This has included delayed payments for our consultants. However, I am also pleasantly informed by my officers that most of these issues have since been resolved or are in the process of being resolved. Allow me, therefore, to reiterate that the objective of our gathering here today, we are here to share our successes candidly, deliberate on the ESP implementation challenges and challenges experienced thus far, and to resolve to overcome them once and for all. And I therefore urge you to form and to forge a common front and to strengthen our commitment and support in helping the government to deliver tangible results for all Kenyans. And together, let us catapult our country towards our constitutional nirvana and the ideals articulated in our Vision 2030. The Minister has mentioned some challenges, especially in the realm of transport, that you mentioned. You have been having challenges in terms of being able to visit most of the sites because of lack of transport. I'd like to assure you, Mr. Minister, that is something we are looking at, and we do hope that within the near future we shall be able to provide you with additional vehicles to be able to help overcome that particular problem. We have also talked about the issue of procurement problems. This indeed, I couldn't agree more, has been a challenge. And in discussion just now with the FS, I think we need to be able to say that we need to have a similar forum, I believe, to be able to look at the Procurement Act, because I do believe that if we are able to discuss the Act even as we are trying to amend it, within the Act there are ways and means that can be used that are within the law that can help fast-track the procurement process so that these projects are indeed implemented on time. And these, I think, are some of the deliberations and discussions I hope will come out of this meeting, and we look forward to seeing the recommendations and how we can implement some of those recommendations in order to ease your work and, as I have said, to deliver to Kenyans the objectives of this ESP program, and ultimately for these programs or projects to be completed so that Kenyans may begin to benefit from them as we go forward. We want to see how we can again work with line ministries, drawing on the experiences that we have had, to see how we can continue this program, because I do believe it is a program that has actually helped us ensure that we have had consistent and equal development in all parts of the country, be it in the health sector, in education, in terms of markets and opening up new areas. But we need to learn from you. What can we do to further strengthen this program? What can we do to ensure that going forward, if indeed we do agree with line ministries and indeed with our parliament that there is a need to continue with this program, how can we ensure that going forward we are able to implement and to process within the respective financial year? So with those few remarks, I wish you great deliberations, and I do look forward to seeing the recommendations and outcomes of this meeting.